Day 29.
Today.
What will today bring? What will today be? Will today be the day you add to history? Will your thoughts evolve science? Will your skill earn gold? Will your life story be one worth being told? Will your questions change laws? Will your words inspire others? Will your name be passed down by fathers and mothers? Will the fire in your spirit spark a revolution? Will your actions advance humanity's evolution? Will others follow you into battle to defend liberty? Will today be the day you make history? Well, today is the day. Today is to be. I hope you enjoyed that poem. That was day 29 from my book, 28 Days. You can find the book at your local library or purchase it any place that they sell books. And you can also find it on my website, available through IndieBound. Thanks for your support and enjoy. Hi, my name is Charles R. Smith Jr., and I'm the author of 28 Days, illustrated by Shane Evans for Neil Porter Books. The idea for 28 Days was actually not even my own idea. It was my editor, Neil Porter, who came up with the idea. He reached out to me one day and said, would you be interested in doing a book centered around 28 days, focusing on Black History Month? And I jumped at the idea, and the first thing though that came to mind though was who was I going to put into this book? Because 28 days, not only is it a lot of days, but I wanted to make it interesting with a wide variety of people and events. So it was real important for me to include people that I never got to see when I was in elementary school and when I was younger, because I felt for years when Black History Month rolled around, I always kept seeing the same names and the same faces and hearing the same thing. And after a while, I just tuned it out. That is until, I got older and I started seeing more of the accomplishments and achievements that we as Black people have done. One of the unique things about the book, and one thing I made a point of including, was the various laws that have happened throughout the years that have helped Black people progress into this country. So it's real important for me to include a number of these laws to show that progression. So we have laws like the Dred Scott decision, which was a really awful decision. That's day 2. A few days later, on day 4, we have the 14th Amendment, which overturns the Dred Scott decision. Day 6, we have Plessy versus Ferguson, which states that separate but equal facilities are fair. We have day 15, Brown versus Board, which eliminates the Plessy versus Ferguson, saying separate cannot be equal. Now, even though this one isn't necessarily a law, day 22 focuses on Thurgood Marshall when he became a judge. And as being part of someone who now enforces the law and helps change new laws, that was a big step forward for Black people when Thurgood Marshall became a Supreme Court justice. Day 22. One of my favorite things about doing this book is that since there are basically 28 days, which require 28 subjects, I treated each subject as its own unique entity. I made a point of making each one very different and unique. For instance, for Matthew Henson, his poem is an acrostic, because there were so many things to really say about him, not so much the expedition, but so many things to say about him that I decided to take his name and turn it into a really fun acrostic, spelling out his name here. Starting with the first letter M, the word Marupalak, which is an Eskimo word for the kind one. When it comes to Rosa Parks' poem, I used a more traditional form called a villanelle, which is a French-style poem. It has a very specific pattern, and I won't go into all of the details right now. It has a very specific pattern, but basically certain lines just get repeated throughout, creating a nice, very steady, rhythmic and easy pace to it. Many of the other poems, I use my traditional free verse, the way I normally write, but I have a few others that have acrostic. For Harriet Tubman and Madam C.J. Walker, I used eulogies since they had such unique, full, interesting lives. And, I just really made a point of having a lot of fun with mixing up the type of poems that I created for the book.